Hari Om. So today we're going to be doing yoga for labour and birth. So going through some of the techniques that are going to be really helpful at the time of birth, understanding that every woman is different and pretty much she has to try out different things and see what feels most comfortable for her at the time. So it might be that she had these plans that she was going to do these certain positions, and at the time of labour it just didn't feel comfortable for her and she did something else entirely. So what's important is she listens to her body and she really pays attention to those instincts and moves in the way that feels comfortable and right for her at that moment. So let's start. So coming into your sitting position, make sure baby's there, okay? So a cross-legged position or any kind of meditative asana that you want. We're going to bring the hands today in Yoni Mudra on the belly, okay? The simple Yoni Mudra, because we want to make sure that we're connecting with baby. So closing your eyes, relaxing your shoulders, keeping your spine upright. Take a deep breath in and out, and again in and out. And here is a time to remember one's resolve, and our resolve may be for a happy, healthy labour, birth and baby. So again, remembering that resolve for a happy, healthy labour, birth and baby. Exhale, relax. And again, one more time, remember that resolve. And exhale, relax. Repeating after me. Gently opening the eyes. So the Guru Mantra is also important, so invoking that energy, that inner guide, it's really important at the time of labour, because she needs to understand that she has the power inside her, she has that energy that can guide her, but she needs to tap into it, she needs to focus, she needs to listen, and she needs to not be worrying about things that are going around her and just be inside. So let's start with the baby prana movement. So bring your hands onto baby, inhale, open, and exhale, bringing the prana to baby. Again, inhale, open, exhale to baby, inhale, open, exhale to baby, inhale, open, exhale to baby. So that's just a nice way of connecting, because it's really important that she's going to feel connected to her baby throughout the process of labour and birth, because of course her baby is also going through this too. So now let's move into butterfly pose. So butterfly position can be a nice position to be in early labour. It will of course help to open the pelvis a little bit more. And of course with the upright position, it can help move baby down. So we can start just with a simple movement up and down. We can do it with the breath, so inhaling up, exhale down, inhale up, exhale down, inhale up, exhale down, inhale up, exhale down, and then coming forward a little, holding the feet, and we can just do some movement, so just some circles, and whatever she feels comfortable to do. In labour, it's very common to want to move the pelvis around, to sway, to rock, so whatever feels right for her. Let's go the other way. So it's important she doesn't feel self-conscious and she just listens to her body and moves accordingly. Okay. So now what we're going to do is lay down in a side Shavasana. Now you might think, Shavasana, should we be doing Shavasana in labour? Well, at the time of really early labour, so before it's really become active, it's nice to do a little bit of Shavasana because it will help her to recharge and to give herself a little bit of rest, because she doesn't know how long that labour is going to be going on for. So especially before the contractions are getting too intense, she can spend a little bit of time just trying to relax her body and also relax her mind. So we're going to do side Shavasana, and we're going to use a bolster today. Now you don't have to have the bolster, you could use a pillow as well, or you could stay in side Shavasana. The reason we're going to use the bolster is because then we can put one leg up, and that will create that space as well in the pelvis. So here, we may as well be comfortable, so let's use this bolster too. So she can do this if she's on the bed or if she's at home, bringing the knee over and resting. Okay, and she might want to rest like this. She might want to put her hand on her belly to stay connected, and closing the eyes. Taking a deep breath in and out, and again in and out, just allowing that body to relax as much as possible, relaxing the face, all the muscles of your face, your eyes, nose, mouth and jaw. Relaxing the forehead, the crown of the head, the back of the head, the whole head. Relaxing your neck and throat, your chest, your shoulders, upper back, upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrists and hands. Both arms relaxed. Relax the middle of your back, your lower back, your whole back, your whole spine. Now the sides of your belly, your upper belly, your lower belly. Try also to relax your uterus, your hips, your pelvis. Relax your bottom, your thighs, knees, calf muscles, shins, ankles and feet. Your whole body is relaxed from the crown of your head down to your toes. Taking a long, slow, deep breath in and out. Now, imagine that your labor has progressed. You're feeling calm, happy, and excited. Visualize your labor wherever you may be and be comfortable. Visualize yourself feeling very relaxed, breathing deeply and supported. Know that this is a natural event and remember that women have been doing this forever. Millions of women have done this before you. It's a normal event, it's a transformative event, and it's a very special time in one's life. You have trust and faith in your body. You know you can birth in a natural and calm way. And now visualize the labor progressing. Notice the contractions becoming stronger. And with each contraction, you're coming closer to the time when you'll meet your baby. Visualize yourself breathing deeply and doing gentle movements to make yourself comfortable. The cervix has now dilated fully, and you're starting to feel the urge to push. Visualize the baby slowly moving down your birth canal. Baby's relaxed and you're relaxed. You're pushing in a comfortable manner, and with each push the baby is moving further and further down. Now the baby's moved so far down, you can touch baby's head. It's an amazing experience for you. A few more pushes and baby's out, and you're holding baby. It's the most beautiful and magical moment you've ever experienced. You're ecstatic, and your baby is happy and peaceful. Now slowly wriggling your fingers and toes, stretching out your body, opening your eyes, and then slowly coming up to sitting position. Okay, so we're going to start by coming into standing position. So standing positions are really, really good to do in labour. Now you already know we've had a lecture. We don't want to be laying on the bed the whole time because we want the upright positions and we want gravity to help baby to move down. So when we are upright, the gravity, the head of baby is pressing against the cervix, so it's just going to be helping the process of dilation. So in our standing position, we want to be visualizing that the pelvis is opening. So the pelvis is opening from side to side and from front to back. So visualizing that with everything that we are doing. So we can start just with being on our feet and moving and putting pressure onto each foot, so kind of like a swaying movement. So starting like that, it's a very, very natural movement for women to be doing. So just to and fro. This is what she'll be doing a lot when the baby's born as well. And then pelvic tilting. So we can be doing this in standing. We can do this against the wall as well, but it's kind of easier in standing. So pelvic tilting, where we're sticking our bottom out and then tucking our bottom under. Just that movement, and then rotating. So the different ways of rotating. You can just be rotating, like making a circle, okay, this way, you can see. And we can also be rotating with pelvic tilts. So whatever feels comfortable, we'll go the other way. It's up to her, and of course a lot of these movements are similar to belly dancing, and that's also been known, all these movements, to help in pregnancy and at the time of labour. So different types of moving, rocking, swaying. We can also even do things like figure of 8, so you're making the shape of 8. So whatever she feels comfortable to be doing. Okay, and then walking. So here I'm just walking on the spot. She might want to be walking on the spot. And also starting to lift the legs a little bit higher can also have an effect. And that's why it's also recommended to do things like walking on stairs. For example, if she's got stairs, she can come up the stairs, down the stairs. A whole staircase is better, of course. So this walking movement is very helpful. Otherwise, she can just be walking on the spot, she can be walking around, and especially she can do walking with the breath. So we've done this before, we do it in regular prenatal classes too. So for example, inhale, 2, 3, exhale, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's lots of different ratios. So you can try. So practicing it with the breath that feels comfortable for you. So with the inhalation and with the exhalation. So you're counting your breath. You're focusing on how many steps you're taking and the count of your breath, the inhalation or the exhalation. And still you want to be visualizing the pelvis opening. So she might spend a lot of time doing this. This breathing with the walking is also going to be really helpful for improving her focus, improving her concentration. You can keep walking, and it's also going to help keep her relaxed. So especially if she's feeling very anxious or very nervous, it's a really nice practice that she can be doing. So walking with the breath. And she can go also to the speed that feels comfortable for her. She might want to do it really slowly and meditatively, like inhale, exhale, or she might be a bit faster, but she shouldn't be rushing. Okay, she should be going at a comfortable speed. Okay, so what we can also do instead of doing walking with the breath is we can do walking with mantras. We can do walking, say, with Om. We might do Mahamrityunjay, so where we inhale and then as we exhale we chant the mantra. We can do it mentally, we can do it out loud. So for example, let's do Om. So inhale, exhale, Om. So Om walking is really helpful technique, and especially when it's getting harder and the contractions are getting stronger, she may want to continue doing the walking, but she's chanting mentally. So now we're going to come to the floor. We're going to move into the cat pose. So the cat pose is one that we use a lot. I'd say it's one of the most favourite positions for women to be in during labour, different types of variations of it. So that's where it's important to have the knees and wrists strong in preparation for labour, because she might be on her hands and knees for 5 hours, 10 hours, 15 hours. So let's come into the cat. So on your hands and knees. So So your knees are apart, hands are apart, under your shoulders. Inhale, exhale, rounding. Inhale, opening. Exhale, rounding. And just continue with the breath. You can close your eyes. So this movement especially is helpful if the pain is in the back, so especially if baby's posterior. It will help to relieve that pressure. Okay, and then she might also want to do different types of movements in the cat. So it might be that she just moves to the sides. You know, there's all sorts of movements that she can be doing in the cat pose that make her feel more comfortable. So whatever she wants to do, it might be that she wants to do some rotations. We'll go the other way. It may be that she moves from side to side like this and stretches out, so she's, stretching out to the side. So curving the spine in the other way. There's all sorts of things that she might want to be doing. She might want to move her shoulders as well. So it's really important just to be instinctive. Okay. So that's a little bit about the cat. Pretty much she has to play around with it and see what's comfortable for her, remembering that she might need to have a cushion or a folded blanket under the knees as a support. Of course, if she's got wrist problems, she might prefer to have her forearms, or if she's just been in the pose for so long, so she might stay like this, she might move around, same like the cat pose. So this is very, very common. And especially this can be helpful to slow down the process. There is a position called slow down pose, so this one. Okay, so this is where, the bottom is up high and the head is down. This is the slow down pose. And this is especially helpful like if labour's coming on super fast, if the contractions are really, really strong and she's finding it really hard to cope with it, then she can move into the slow down position. And some of you will think, oh yeah, but don't we want labour to be fast? We want to be, out the way. But sometimes it's too intense. And of course, if baby's coming really, really fast and the body's not prepared, there's a higher chance that there's going to be tearing. So she wants to make sure that she's comfortable, both physically but also emotionally ready for it. Because a lot of women can have trauma if babies come too fast. And I'm talking about not only physical trauma but also mental trauma. So the slow down position can be really, really helpful. So let's practice it. Lots of different variations. So having the arms on the ground, bottom sticking up, head down, and relax. Just breathing normally. Okay. Now another position that is very, very similar is known as puppy pose or lizard pose. We can also do it in pregnancy. It's a very nice stretch for the back especially, but it also has a similar effect for the slow down position. So again, holding the elbows. So make sure you've got distance. You don't want to have your elbows really close because when you come down, it's going to be like child's pose. So bring your arms away, holding the elbows, and bring your chest down towards the ground. Okay, so your chin touches the ground, or if that's not comfortable, your forehead. Here's my forehead. Some people prefer to have the arms in front, but generally it's a bit more supportive if you have you'll hold your elbows. Okay, so that's another position that she can be doing, whichever one feels comfortable for her. Now also, the cat pose we can use with the chair, and in fact moving from the cat pose basically into like a version of the child's pose and back again, we can kind of move between all of these. So for example, now here we've got a chair, or you can use one of these footrests, or you might have a ball. So you've got the gym ball or yoga ball, or they're also called birth balls. So it may be that she's being in this kind of position. This is like her forearm pat, she's been stretching, rounding, you know, and then, especially during the time of the contraction, she might just be staying here, just breathing through the contraction, and after the contraction, you can get a bit closer, she can relax. And this is a very comfortable position. So, you know, the contraction can get very, very intense, so she needs to focus on relaxation as much as possible. But then after that contraction is gone, she will feel a huge surge of relief. She can even get into that blissful state. So this is where, you know, holding the chair or the ball or whatever it is around her and just resting as much as she can. So, you know, putting the chest onto whatever one's using to hold will be giving her a lot more support, and it will just allow her to relax much more deeply, because it's really important that she relaxes in between the contractions, because then she'll be able to cope much better with the contraction. So just rest here. So closing the eyes, taking a deep breath in and out. In and out. And then when she needs to, she can again come up, move her body accordingly to what she needs to do. So it might be that she moves from side to side. She might be moving around like this. She might be doing like hip rotations, whatever feels comfortable for her. But the knees on the ground and her upper body on something is very, very common. It might be that she prefers to have a chair. Here we go. Here's my chair. Okay. It might be that she's in the bed. So she might be on the bed, and a lot of beds, you can raise them up so the bed head is higher. She can rest on the bed head, you know, and that is going to be comfortable for her. So for example, imagine this is the top of my bed, and she might just stay here, and this is also really good. Okay, so she's got gravity, it's helping baby move down, and she's focusing on relaxing her body as much as she can, and still visualizing her pelvis is opening. All the time, the pelvis is opening, side to side, front to back, open. And there's lots of visualizations that we can be doing there to imagine that. We can be using the breath at the same time. All of that is okay. Okay, so we've rested here. Of course, we can use the wall as well. We can use a person, whatever's around. Okay, so now we'll move into some other positions. So she might move between those. She might come up to standing, come back down. You know, it's really important she just listens to her body. So we're going to do now a version of like a lunge. So for example, she's on her knees. Now she wants to put her foot in front. So she might just stay here. We'll put hands on baby, maybe move around a little bit, you know, forwards and backwards. Sometimes making circles, sometimes tilting the pelvis in this way, whatever feels comfortable and natural for her to do. So you can just experiment with how it feels. How far down she comes, of course, will depend on her comfort and her flexibility. she may be here, she might, come a little bit further down. It might be that she wants to go a little deeper, so she can come into like a version of Ardha Bhujangasana, half cobra, and again make the movements. So whether it's circling or just staying there or swaying from side to side, whatever feels right. So let's move to the other side, balance it out. Okay, so taking that step forward. So whether we're just moving around, she might want to just stay like that as well. She might want to use a chair and stay like this. It's also fine, it's also good. Or moving. Okay, and we'll go into Ardha Bhujangasana as well. So remember the foot is out to the side. And she may stay there, she might move around. Generally there's more movement in labour. And that movement is really kind of helping baby to move down the pelvic canal as well. Okay, so another little version of a kind of squat, kind of lungy thing. And she may come into all sorts of weird positions that she's never thought of before, and that's absolutely fine. So just staying here, this is like a half version of a squat. And she may also come up into kind of a version of a lunge, which is kind of like this. So we've got like a half squat, lungy type thing. Let's try on the other side. Just staying here. And coming up. Okay. And sitting back down. Okay, so we've done a few things in standing. We've done a little bit of, on all fours. And now we're going to do a little bit of squatting. And we know already that the squatting positions are so important. If you're in a squatting position, it's going to open up the pelvis up to 30%, which is amazing, compared to laying on your back on the bed. So squatting positions are definitely going to help a lot to move baby downwards. So there's lots of different versions, so we'll go through quite a few different ones. We'll start with the wall squat. So this is where she may just be against the wall and stay here. So her back is against the wall and she's just squatting and staying, breathing normally. It may be that she wants to use a chair and she can come down and stay here. There's lots of ways that a squat can be supported as well. We can use beds, walls, people, balls, all sorts of stuff. Okay. Now we will go for the low squat. So here, coming down, far down and squatting. So when we've got the wall as a support, it's just a little easier on the body. Move the foot in. Okay, so she can just stay here like this, just breathing normally. Just close your eyes for a moment. Deep breath in and out. You can put hands on baby as well, always connecting with baby. Again, in and out. And this is where she can keep visualizing her pelvis opening from side to side, front to back. Visualize baby moving down and remembering to breathe deeply. So this is a low squat, and she might also prefer, this is even more relaxing, is to be sitting on something. Now here I've got a block, we could use a bolster instead, whatever's around. In some hospitals and birth centres there will also be the birthing stool that she can be sitting on, so depending if she's up to second stage of labour or she's just still going through the first stage, but the squatting will definitely be helpful for her. Okay, so just resting here. So using a cushion or a bolster or a block, breathing normally. Okay, now I'm going to come up to standing, so another version of a squat without the wall. So we've turned our toes out and we're just coming down and just staying here. Okay, so tilting forward slightly is also helpful for opening the pelvis. Okay, so that's where you'll see naturally most women, they're kind of leaning a little bit. They're not bending backwards. No, so coming down onto bringing the hands onto the thighs, so sticking the bottom out a little bit, and this squat can be helpful. Of course, again, she could be using a chair, that's also fine. And then it might be that she wants to be coming further down, so she might come down and use, say, a ball especially, but even something like this, where she can rest. She might hold on to a rope. She might hold on to like a chair, and she might have her heels lifted as well, depends. Might be like this, might be further down. Okay. She might hold on to a person. So she might be like this. Okay. But definitely ropes, things. It might be that she's in the bath and she's in a squatting position, which is much easier in water, and she may be holding on to something on the wall. There's usually some handles there that you can hold on to also be more comfortable. So lots of different squatting positions are there. Here you can see just the version with the bolster. So she might just stay like this. So you might just do this position. So onto your bolster, or if you have a cushion, and staying in the squatting position. Breathing normally. Okay. Now another squatting position that she might be in with the use of bolsters. Now generally she's not going to be having the bolsters and things in her hospital or birth centre, but there will be other things available, or she might have the bed raised. So basically pretend that I'm in bed. And especially if it's a little bit higher than this, and I can be, imagine I'm this high, okay, and I can be in this squatting position too. So that is just another way that we can use squatting to help move the baby down. Of course, the more I'm lying back, the more uncomfortable it's going to be. So ideally I should be like this, and that can be helpful. I may also be like this, or like this. All of these are going to be helpful. Okay. But really what is most important is she just moves and experiments and sees what works for her. Most important. Now the last movement I will show you, the last couple of movements, again we're going to come up to standing, so the right angle pose. Now I'm going to show you with the chair, just so you can see the angle better, but this is normally going to be a wall. So bring my feet away and stretching down. Okay, so I've got a right angle. So this will help to relieve the discomfort, and it can also help to move baby, and she may again continue with moving, sides to side. It might be that she wants to come a little closer. So if it is the wall, not a chair, she can put the forearms up, and again moving. And also, it may be that she has the forearms, but it's a bit higher. So, for example, imagine, you can't see all from the side, but I can be like this. Okay, you won't see it all, but like that. This is also helpful because she's leaning forward. The pressure is taken off her back. And it's giving a nice little stretch to her body too. And she's staying upright, so she might be moving around while she's got her forearms on the wall. So that's another really nice one. Now we're going to move to laying down. So ideally, this is a position that is done not fully laying down, but on the side. So Anantasana, type 4. We've done it in prenatal. So this is where she's bringing her knee up to the side. Of course, we don't have to have our head here. Our head may be resting on a pillow or an arm, and just holding this position. Breathing normally. And the other side. Normal breathing. And releasing. So now we're just going to do a little bit of relaxation, but we're going to do it in a child's pose because it is really common for women to be in this position for a little longer. Now, in this child's pose, we're going to use this for today. Now, you could use a chair, you could use one of the balls, whatever feels comfortable for you. Okay, and we're just going to rest. So your knees are apart, okay, and bringing your chest onto the surface, turning your head to one side and closing your eyes. Take a deep breath in and out, and again in and out. Allowing your body to relax. Every contraction is an expansion, and it's bringing me closer to seeing my baby. My body is perfectly designed to give birth. It has the knowledge, wisdom, and power. I have trust and faith in my body's ability and my baby's ability. I welcome the process. I relax and I trust. I'm excited to see my baby. Slowly opening your eyes and gently bring your head up and slowly moving up to sitting position. So now we're going to practice breathing. Now, of course, in labour, she may do her breathing in all sorts of different kinds of poses. She's generally not going to be doing it in a cross-legged position, but just for our purposes, we're going to be sitting in this way. But any kind of position that she feels comfortable in, whether she's in a cat pose, whether she's leaning against a chair, whether she's standing and leaning against the wall, whether she's walking, she can be utilizing her different breathing practices, which are going to be really, really helpful for her. In fact, I feel that the breathing is the main thing that is going to help relax her, keep her focused, concentrated and positive. And the asanas are going to be what helps to move baby down. So the breathing that we're going to do is baby breathing, or deep breathing with baby. So sitting cross-legged or any kind of comfortable sitting position, we're going to put our hands on baby and keeping your spine upright, closing your eyes gently. Taking a deep breath in and out. And again, in and out. So as you slowly inhale, inhaling peace, love, happiness, bringing that to baby. So visualize it coming down to baby. And as you exhale, feel yourself relax, breathing out any tension, any stress. So again, inhaling peace, love, joy to baby, exhaling any stress, any tension, any anxieties that you may be feeling, fears. So continuing with that breath, inhaling the positive to baby, feeling that connection with baby because you're both going through labour together. And exhaling, relaxing deeper. And as you exhale, you can also imagine that everything is relaxing in your pelvic floor, in your pelvis. Your pelvis is opening and preparing for birth. So inhaling peace and love, joy, exhaling, releasing, relaxing. And continue to just keeping the breath slow and relaxed. Okay, and gently opening the eyes. So it's just really nice to do breathing with baby because it helps to connect the mother with her baby, understanding that you're both going through it together, and it does make her feel a lot more positive and of course definitely more relaxed, like with all deep breathing. And so she can utilize that any time during her labour. So now we're going to do fast breathing. So generally we don't do a lot of fast breathing during pregnancy because the fast breathing can increase the blood pressure. Also because you're getting more oxygen, the carbon dioxide levels are decreasing. So some women can feel a little bit lightheaded, a little bit uncomfortable. Also if there's any kind of heart problems, we don't do it. So fast breathing basically is there to open up the air passages. And it is a technique that some women find useful during labour. So particularly if the contraction is very, very strong, she might naturally start to breathe very fast. It is important that she doesn't do fast breathing all the time. She should try to lengthen the breath more because if she is doing fast breathing all the time, she's going to get sometimes very lightheaded. It can be having too much stimulation also for her sympathetic nervous system, and we want more stimulation of the parasympathetic because we want her to be more relaxed. We don't want to be increasing, the release of stress hormones. We want release of endorphins instead. So we don't want to do too much fast breathing, but a little bit can definitely be helpful for her. It is also quite natural that many women will do fast breathing with their mouth open. Now in yoga, we always do the fast breathing through the nostrils instead of the mouth. But she has to see what feels comfortable for her at that time. But definitely we want to encourage more of the deep, relaxing type of breath. So we'll just do a little bit of fast breathing just to be prepared. So remembering here that if one feels uncomfortable, any kind of dizziness, you can just inhale, hold your breath, and then slowly breathe out. And that will just help to balance out the carbon dioxide levels again. So sitting comfortably, you can bring hands on baby again, okay? And keeping your spine upright, closing your eyes, taking a deep breath in and out, in and out. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So through the nostrils, in, out, 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 in, out. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and normal breathing. So this is one round of fast breathing. We'll do one more. So trying to breathe through both nostrils, and remembering here we don't want the shoulders to be going up and down. We don't want the face to be screwed up either. We want to try and stay as relaxed as possible. Okay, so again, keeping the eyes closed, breathing in and out. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, in, out, 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 in, out. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and normal breathing. Gently opening your eyes. Okay, so this is our fast breathing. There are different types of fast breathing you can do, like with one nostril or the other nostril, but typically we just stick with the regular fast breathing just because it's the most simple one. Now we're going to practice Ujjayi. So Ujjayi, the victorious breath. So this is a very useful pranayama breathing technique to use during pregnancy, postnatal period, of course before pregnancy as well. We use this breath especially for anxiety, for stress, to relax the body as well if there's muscular tension. It can be helpful for sleep problems too. So it's really, really soothing for the nervous system. So basically what you're doing is you're going to inhale and imagine you're inhaling through your throat. So there's a slight contraction here. And then you're exhaling, and again imagine you're exhaling through your throat. So a very gentle sound of the breath because you're narrowing the windpipe when you inhale and exhale. So that sound is going to be there. It shouldn't be a really loud sound, it should be a very soft sound. So, like the waves of the ocean, or like a baby sleeping with just a very, very slight snore. So that kind of sound, not very loud at all. So closing your eyes, keeping your spine upright, and you can keep your hands on baby. Your chest is open, your shoulders relaxed, your jaw is relaxed. And we're slowly going to inhale with a slight contraction of the throat. And exhale. And continue. So you can just go at your own pace. So imagining you're inhaling through your throat and exhaling through your throat. It's still deep breathing, we're still using the diaphragm. So when we inhale, the belly comes out. When we exhale, the belly goes in. So nice, gentle breathing, no strain should be there. So slow inhalation and slow exhalation. So just a nice, gentle sound. Okay, so this is the practice of Ujjayi. Of course, she can do it for as long as she likes to. 5 minutes will have really good effects. 10 will have even better. It's also a useful practice for if the blood pressure is very, very high, so it can help to reduce it. So that also means that one does need to be careful. If she has really, really low blood pressure, it's better to avoid it. Okay, so this is about Ujjayi. Now we're going to practice the cooling breath with Brahmari, because this is also a helpful technique in labour. The cooling breath can help if she's feeling very hot, if she's feeling too much heat is there, and the Brahmari is going to be very soothing and calming for her mind and also for her body. So she might find that naturally she starts doing that sound, especially when she's going through a contraction. So let's practice it. So you can inhale either with a shitali or sikkari, so either through the tongue, the rolled tongue, or through the teeth. So either option, and we'll be exhaling with Brahmari. So we'll do 7 rounds. So bring your hands onto baby, closing your eyes. And remember that your face should stay relaxed, your jaw should be relaxed. So inhale through your mouth. And exhale with Brahmari humming bee. Gently opening your eyes. So this is the practice of inhaling with cooling breath, exhaling with Brahmari. You don't have to have them together. You could just do the cooling, you could just do the Brahmari. They just work nicely together. So now we're going to be practicing the feather breathing like we've done in the prenatal class. So this is where we're inhaling through our nose and exhaling slowly through our mouth. So this can be especially helpful during a contraction. So she just breathes really, really slowly out as it becomes more and more intense. So let's practice. So again, bring hands on baby. Okay, keeping your spine upright. Closing your eyes and slowly inhaling through your nostrils and out through your mouth. So as you do this, remember that the breathing should be really, really slow exhalation. So you can visualize the feather just moving very gently with the air coming out, or you can visualize like the golden thread coming out and lengthening as you breathe out. So whatever visualization you want, you can use. So continuing with the breathing. And finishing on that exhalation. So now we're going to do just some sounds of Om. So you know that there are 3 parts of Om, A, U and Ma. And she might not want to do the whole Om chanting when she's in labour, but she might want to do one of the sounds. Like I said with Brahmi, the sound is pretty common to do, but she might want to do one of the other sounds as well. So we're going to practice those 3 different sounds, just so you get used to how they are. So starting, and always remembering that the mouth should be relaxed, okay? And actually doing this sound will make the jaw more relaxed. So starting with the sound. So you can do it with me. And again. And the last one. Now this time we're going to make the U sound. So you could do U, or you could start with A and move to O. So and again, inhale. And the last time. Inhale. And now the Ma sound. So inhale. And you're all used to that, but we'll do it one more time. Inhale. Okay. And of course she can be chanting Om as well. She can chant it out loud. She can chant it mentally. Now we're going to do Mahamrityunjay, because it's also a nice mantra which is very soothing, very calming, and very helpful for removal of obstacles. So you can chant it with me. We'll just do 3 rounds of Mahamrityunjay mantra. And this is something that she might want to chant. It might be something that she listens to while she is in labour. It might be something that someone else chants while she's in labour. Okay? So closing your eyes, and you can chant with me. Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivadanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanat Mrityo Mukshiyamamritat Sugandhim pushtivadanam urvarukamiva bandhanat mrityo mukshiyamamritat. Om Trayambakam yajamahe Sugandhim pushtivadanam urvarukamiva bandhanat mrityo mukshiyamamritat. And now we'll finish with the prayer to Mother Nature, or Durga, or whatever dimension you feel connected with. And this is also a good one for her to be thinking about, that the concept of goddess, energy, Mother Nature is something that she really wants to be tapping into during the time of her labour, because she wants to be listening to those energies that are guiding her, and especially to be able to connect with the earth. So this is something she can chant in her mind, or she can be listening to. So we'll finish with this one, and we'll do 3 Oms. So closing your eyes, have hands on baby. Durge smrta harsi pitim ashesha jantoho swaste smrta mati mativa shubham dadasi daridra dukkha paya harnika tvadanya savopakakarnaya sadadra chitta sarvamangala mangalye shive savata sarike sharanye trambake gauri narayani namostute. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So inhale, remembering your resolve. Exhale, relax. Again, inhale your resolve. And exhaling, relax. Bringing your palms together, rubbing your palms, placing them over your eyes, and then slowly opening your eyes, releasing your hands. We'll finish today. Hari Om.